Good morning, everybody. I get this shared out real quick. Hope everybody's having a good afternoon, or I guess it's morning. Geez, it's only 10 o'clock. All right, so we are looking at Northfield Country Club. This is based in Northfield, Massachusetts. Why are those? I don't like how those are billboarding. So like, why does that rendered so bad? Okay, let me fix that real quick. Edit biomes. Yeah, those are switching over way too quickly. All right, that's my random trees, and that I believe is that one. Billboard. Why is it billboarding so quick? There we go. Oh yeah, that was set. Yeah, that's way too. Either I set it down to like nothing. So, no, don't pop. Let me see what it does when it hits billboard. Yeah. Oh, it turns green. I gotta change the tint of the billboard. Billboard tint. Let's put that more red, which apparently it is not helping. I want that more of like a maroon. I want more closer up here. Kind of that maroon color, like that. But it's still black. It's still pretty black. Why is it so black? Yeah, I don't want the fall off. Why is it shader settings, bark color? And I'm pretty sure this, yeah, it doesn't affect the billboard. Let's revert that back to whatever. Somebody just texted me. Who just texted me? I also repair computers on the side as well. So hopefully everybody's having a good morning. All right, so I'm having an issue. So this tree right here, as soon as it billboards, the color goes away. And that is not what I want. But I don't, like, I changed the billboard tint and it's not correct. So this is my shader, which is fine. Collider, don't care about that right now. I mean, I could just max. Oh, that still doesn't actually fix the problem. Why is the billboard not coming in at the right color? Oh, yeah, that's not gonna work. Let's put that back. Source. Quality normal. Render standard. Nope. Okay, why is the override share controller enable? Nope. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that later because I don't want to spend all day dealing with it. So I will just deal with the texture problem, and I'll pull that back so it doesn't pop as early, because it was popping out to the next way early. There we go. I want it. Oop, uh-oh. Why are those? Crap. I gotta fix those too. I use my little, I think these are my vegetation. I think it's my buckthorn plants. That is not right. Oh, billboard. Alpha cutoff. Oh, that's weird. Okay, I do not want that. Let's bump out the... Yeah, I don't want the buckthorn going into a block. Alright, so we gotta fix that. Right, that is my buckthorn, I believe. Position. General render distance. Yeah, that's not how I want it. That's that's not how you want things to render. If I change it to a plant, does that help? There we go. Okay, so then it just disappears. That is better. Yeah, okay, cool. So that addresses that problem. All right, let's see if anything else is kind of looking weird. It's just the color of this bush. As soon as it changes over to billboard, it goes black on me. I do not want it to go. All right, so I'm gonna go half and half on those. Let's go back. If I make this a plant, does it change? If I make it a plant, then it just disappears. So I don't want it to disappear. I still want it to render. I just don't know why it's going to black. I might just have to come back to that later and just deal with it. All right, so the buckthorns, at least the buckthorn is fixed. Which is the biggest thing. Okay. All right. One of the good things about this particular course is that they have a drone flyover. So it is super helpful because that means I can do the flyover and kind of compare it up and make sure I got everything, which I believe I'm pretty good for the first few holes. It's once we get farther out and when we swing back towards, let's see, which hole is this? Now we're on 4. And 5. This is kind of where I need to check a few spots to see what's going on. Hey, what's up, Biggs? For some reason, that didn't show up. Let me check OBS here. Did it show up? I think it needs to figure out that I have a stream going. How's it going? All right, so here I need to find, okay, this is the one. So I got a gazebo right there, off to the side. And I think there's like a little storage shed. Yeah, let's take a look at this shed right here. So it's just a very simple shed. Okay, cool. So let's make ourselves a little shed. Alright, so let's take a look at that real quick. So it's just really a small shed. Let's say, what, probably 8x4? It's small. Alright, let's do gable end. Let's do, yeah, we'll do it 6 feet wide. We'll do it 6 feet wide, and these are, and then we'll do it like 9 feet, and then we'll do it 2.5. We'll do it like 8 feet tall. Oh. Oh, that's too skinny. 2 meters, right? And then each segment is 3. That doesn't look right. That looks way longer than it should only be like one little segment longer than right, okay. 2 meters at a block. Yeah, that is not correct. Alright, let's go out to 3 meters here. Still doesn't look right. It's still the wrong size, because these segments should be 3 meter blocks, so that should only be 9 meters. So it should only be like 30% longer than it is wide. Alright, let me bump it down to 2. I'll just make a small little one. That's fine. Just make a small little shed. So it's got just window, 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 and it's probably just a door on the other side. Alright, so just kind of a square window. Square window, 1 by 1. Add a window. Let's rotate it. Oh, I didn't want. Was there shutters? No shutters. So we'll move that. Get rid of the window. Add one. Go back to edit mode. So 1 by 1 window. Doot. We'll rotate it. It was a 4 pane. I guess I can see if one of the versions. Swap window. Nope. 2. There we go. Look at that. Alright, so we'll need to add. I assume there's a window on the other side too. So add a window there. Let's rotate it. And then we'll add a window over to this other side too. Add window. Alright, we're all set. And then we'll just add a door to this side. Just a simple shed. Should we go doubles? Probably a double door on that side. Doesn't matter. Not a huge deal. Cool. Alright, the one thing I'd like to do, I just like to add, just because you never know how, the terrain's never that, like, flat. So I'm just gonna pull out the bottom, and we'll just make a concrete base. So when we throw it on the ground, it's all set. Concrete. Alright, we'll assign material. Cool. That should be all set. So we're going to select all of it. Let's see, object mode. We're going to select everything. And we're going to This is small shed. Why did it do that? It's a little weird. I'm not too worried about it. No one's gonna really see it, so. All right, let's move that out of the way. Let's grab this guy. We'll center him, and we'll export him. This is Minecraft? Nope. Another Blender. Let's see. So we'll export FXB. We're gonna go into our folder for Northfield. Put it in the assets. This is going to be our small shed. Just export the selected item. Export. Cool. I'm also going to save this Blender file since I'm here. Let's go up, projects, Northfield, assets. This is small shed Blender file. All right, now we can go over to Unity. And we'll head over here. This is where the shed's gonna go. It's like right here, I believe. Let's take a look at the video. So the video is like looking this way. So yeah, it looks like the shed goes pretty much like right there. So we gotta grab the shed. That's not where I wanted it. I wanted a small shed. I'll put it in the assets. Small shed. It's gonna import it real quick. Come on, as it figures it out. Shed. So we got our small shed. Rotate it a little bit the other way, this way, because that's the way it faces. Cool. Alright, let's export, extract materials real quick. Glass is good. Glass is not good. Grab in a sec. Buildings, base textures. Alright, got our windows. Grab our concrete blocks here. Concrete blocks. Grab our base, so that's going to be our siding. What color is that? It's kind of a slate gray. Slate gray. The fascia is pretty much white, so that's fine. We'll just bring down the color just a little bit. And then roof, we'll grab dimensional tiles, dimensional shingles, throw those on there, and we'll darken those up. There we go, look at that. We got a little shed in there now. So that is there. Let's look at the video. Look, we got a little shed. We got a little shed. Awesome. Let's check out the video some more, especially this rock pile. I might need to make this rock pile a little bit bigger just to make it look closer. Right now I am just finishing some courses. I have 2 courses that are on commission, so I really need to get those done, whereas Breakfast Hill is just kind of a pet project. Oh, I didn't get a good look. Let's see if we can get a better look at that rock pile. I think that's about as good of a look as we're going to get. So I'll run some more rocks over here. Yeah, I got a couple commissions I have to get out the door, so those kind of take priority. That is a bit... I think I might be able to use that. Let's tilt it on its side, though it's got a big hole in the bottom, so that's going to be an issue. So we'll move that, and then we'll pull it down, pull it over here a little bit. All right, the hole isn't too bad. I can fill that in. Look at that, right there. Ba-doop. Put some rock. Actually, that was pretty good rock too. Stick that one there. We'll shove that. We'll get that into the cliff, into the side a little bit. Grab that one, stick it right there, and we'll go around to the other side here, and we'll fill in a little bit more over here. That's a big pillar. Can I use that? Yeah, I can use that. Yep, that'll be good. That'll be fine. So yes, like I said, yeah, I got a couple of commissions that I gotta get out the door. Breakfast Hill is a bit of a pet project. This one is almost done, which is good. But the other one, yeah, the other one's paid work, so I kind of gotta do those. Let's put that right there. Grab this rock, just a little rock. Stick it up there. Then let's just stick like a, I mean, it's not, no one's really gonna notice it, but you know, we can stick a little rock like right there, just sticking out a little bit. And we'll stick one like right here. Just kind of jutting out. I think that's good. I'll even make that one a little darker, just for giggles. It's kind of like a brownish color. And I'll actually pull down the other rocks too. Actually, that looks really nice right there. I'll grab this one. I'll pull the color down on this one a little bit too. You know what? I'm going to pull them down on all of them. How's that? Maybe I'll leave like 1 or 2 just like stick out kind of like a slatey color. Oh yeah, these look, yeah, bring down the color. Definitely looks a little better. Yeah, that looks better. Good. Yeah, I actually have, I already have 2 paid commissions, and then 1 we're in discussions. Or actually 2 are in discussions, and then a 3rd person wants me to do some tutoring with them. So yeah, it's been already busy. All right, let's go back to this video here. See what other buildings we got to deal with. Okay, there's this little storage looking shed. I haven't really gotten a good look at it. Let's see if I get it. Let's see if we get a better picture on the way back. No, we don't. All right, so we got this one little weird shed here. My hard work is paying off. Yes, thank you very much. All right, so we have this weird little slanted shed. And that's going to be over here. It's going to be like here. So let's pop back over to Blender and we'll start a new project real quick. I'm not sure if this has like a slanted roof. Is this for PGA games? No, this is for GSPro. So this is for the golf sim software that I use to play with. Yeah, so this is for like hooking up to your launch monitor and all that fun stuff. So it's for GSPro. I'm not sure if there's a slanted roof. I might just have to make a block and then add a slanted. All right, that's fine. Let's pop out to... Let's go to Google Earth real quick and see if we can get at least kind of a measurement on that building. Northfield Golf Course, Northfield, Massachusetts. So let's see if we can find that building. So that building is, oh geez, that building might not be there anymore. Oh, no, that's not where the building was. The building's right here. Can't really see it. Let's see if historical, let's look at historical imagery here. See if one of them was taken during the fall. Better. Might just have to wing it and just throw a building over there. I don't think anybody's gonna really notice. Okay, there we go. But we'll take a quick measurement, just roughly how big it is. All right, it's roughly 12 by 12 meters. So we can do that. Oh man, thanks, awesome. I need to convince my family to let me get a sim. Yeah, it's definitely made my winter much nicer. All right, so it was 12 by 12, so we're going to do I'm not sure which way these are going, so we're going to do 12 by 12, and I assume this is height, so that's going to be not 4 meters tall. That's tall. So we want like 9 feet. So we'll do 9. So 9 meters. All right, let's add a block. Cool. All right, so we got our block here. Do I even want to bother? I don't even want to really bother going too crazy with this one, so I'm just gonna make a building. Hip end. Is that what I'm actually looking for? Oh, sure, let's go with that. That's fine. All right, so let's do, we'll do this in meters. So we'll do 3 meters tall. We'll do segments so we'll do 4 segments. And then roof width, we'll also do 12 meters. Okay, there's definitely something wrong with this, because 4 segments, that should be 12 meters. 4 times 3, that's 12. Roof width, 12. I don't know why it's not going as wide as you would think it should, or it's going too long. All right, so I'll bring it down to 2 segments. Which is still wrong. What if it's 1 segment? Whatever. I'm gonna go with the 1 segment. That's fine. Hip and hip all. Heading out to the sim. Put you on the big TV out there. All right, sounds good. Let's see. So, do I really want to deal with it? All right. So this is just kind of a little storage shed. Not a huge deal. It's just going to take up space out in the kind of the woods area. So I'm not going to go too crazy on it. If it's not the same as what the actual shed looks like. And I'm not going to put in like a ton of time into it. All right, let's rotate this window. Throw a couple windows on it. Add a window. Rotate the window. Go to this side, add a window. Go to this side. Add a window, rotate, slide it down there. Add a window, we'll rotate, and then we'll just add a door. Again, let's go with the doubles here. Double door, add door. Kind of not a huge deal if it's not super centered. Throw a window on here, rotate. Throw another one. Let's see if we can get it out. Where'd that go? Oh, that threw it in a weird spot. All right, let's try it. Let's actually grab our wall that we want. Add a window. Rotate it. There we go. All right, so nothing crazy. And then again, I'm gonna just pull out the bottom just to have a base, just like a concrete base that I can stick into the ground. All right, I'm gonna assign that to concrete. And that's about all I'm gonna do for this one. I'll make that the larger shed. I'll pull it off. I'll move the that. I'll center that up. Sorry for coughing in your ear. All right, so we will export this bad boy. So we got the larger shed. Paste that into the buildings. We got a larger shed. Ooh. I did not mean to grab. Oh, that was wrong. Let's go back here. Let's do export FBX. Selected object only. There we go. Let's try that. Let's re-import this. That is not what I wanted. Did I miss a save window? No. Okay. Select. Export. FBX. Selected object only. Fine, I'll just do it like shed 1. Oh. I need to copy it. Duh. Never mind. That was my fault. Let's go back to large shed. Let's overwrite the old one. Replace the file. There we go. Look at that. That's better. All right, large shed. We're gonna have to export. All right, never mind. Let's set that to none real quick. We're gonna have to extract these materials because we want them to be different colors. So, so again, it's gonna be large shed. Let's go to base textures here. So the roof, we have our benchel shingles. Okay, live in your sim. All right, sounds good. All right, so we got our shingles, darken those up a bit. Glass, let's switch that to the right ones. The fascia we will keep as is. We'll just darken it up just a touch. Actually, it's kind of a yellowish color, isn't it? So let's make it a little kind of a yellowish trim. Let's go back and take a look at that video. It's kind of got like a yellow top and like a white exterior. So we'll stick with kind of a whitish exterior. We'll just dirty it up a little bit. Concrete, we will make the concrete block, but it's mostly underground because this ground looks pretty good. I'm gonna rotate this way, pull it over here, pull it right there, pull it up just a touch, just so the block is out of the ground, so the siding isn't completely in the ground. Actually, let's shift it over a little bit, see if we can find a little flatter spot. There we go. Bring that down just a touch. All right, and then for the base, we will go, let's go with the wood, and we'll, yeah. That will be fine. Cool, all right, let's save that. I think that is it for any of the serious buildings that we gotta deal with. So, I mean, we do have this, like, patio thing, but I have replaced... there was already, like, a... Let's see, where are we? There's already, like, this event tent that I could use. So, patio area, event tent, you know... Close enough. I think that's fine. All right, so let's get out of here for the moment, and then we'll import in the assets that we just put in there. So let's build the course. Sorry, it's over on the other. So we're gonna build the course real quick. Then we're gonna load it up in the arborist. Missing colliders. Cancel the build. Did I accidentally miss the physics on these? Oh, I missed. It's on the. I put them on the top level. Okay, I gotta delete these colliders. Let's remove component. Now let me check. I'm pretty sure I have it on the actual like cart itself. There we go. Yeah, we got the collider on like the more of the cart mesh. All right, cool. Now we can build the course. You always got to remember to have your colliders, or balls are just going to fly through stuff. I mean, if anybody is hitting a ball out one, I think it's even out of bounds anyways. If somebody's hitting a ball into the golf cart area, they've got bigger problems. Dropping in to say hello, like the video. Yeah, thanks, man. I got a lot of stuff going on. I'm building these courses, playing the courses. Got some other golf content on the way. I'm gonna be working with a friend of mine. Oh, geez, I totally forgot to move over my my good wireless. Give me a second. And I'm gonna grab my good wireless device. I didn't have my mesh wireless over here. So the stream might not be as good as it should be. Let's get that rectified. Sorry about that. I just need to buy another one of these so I don't have to keep moving it over to my work table. People should have told me that my stream was terrible and choppy. Actually, I don't know if it's choppy. I mean, it doesn't look terrible, so. Thanks for the sub, man. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I'm gonna hopefully, actually, I'm not sure if she wrote back yet. I wrote my friend a bunch of ideas for videos, so I'm waiting if she has some ideas. She just liked the ideas. So yeah, I have a PGA Pro friend. So I sent her some ideas for videos that we can make once the snow goes away. Because obviously she beats me every time. So I had to come up with some video ideas on how we can handicap her a little bit, and then what other videos we can do to take advantage of her, the wide skills gap. There's a fun game that my wife got me. It's called Equalizer Golf Game. So like the winner of a hole pulls a card that is of a detriment, and then the other one pulls like an advantage card. So we have things like can she beat me if she only gets a 7-iron and a putter? If I 2-ball scramble with myself, can I beat her? If I play the forward tees and she plays the tips, can I beat her? Yeah, so that'll be fun, because I'm pretty sure a bunch of these she will probably still beat me. She'll probably still beat me even if I 2-ball scramble with myself. She already has, but I'm better now. She has beaten me only playing with a 7-iron and a putter. Though she did use a couple of my clubs for a couple shots, just because we weren't playing really against each other. She just wanted to play with a 7-iron putter. So we've never actually played like competitively against each other. So that would be kind of fun to kind of get some of those things in there. All right, so that is built. So we're going to go into Arborist now, and we're going to take a look at everything. We're going to take one last fly through. We're going to take one last flyover with the video on the course's website, and then we're going to see if we need to add any other things, mess around with the foliage or anything like that. And then hopefully I can send this out to the person who wanted it. Yeah. All right, so let's see how that building looks. So we got our shed that we just built. So there's our shed right there. So that looks good. Our rock pile, oh, that looks so much better. That looks great. And then we have our kind of our utility shed just right there through the woods that you can barely see. Let's go back to the video here. Because I think there's a little bit more foliage that I'm missing. Right there. No, it doesn't look like I think I just might have misplaced the I think I just misplaced the building. Because it looks like the foliage ends right as the cart path starts to turn. So I think I just need to move back the building. But it like goes into that hill. So, okay. Let's pop back over here. We'll move the building. Yeah, it looks like we'll move the building more into this hill here. I mean, it looks kind of weird. Let's move it closer to the edge. But I mean, it is a different shape. So we'll just move it away from the hill just a touch. So we might just you know, fudge it a little bit of where the actual location of the building is. I don't think anybody's really gonna notice. All right, so I think we're pretty much good on kind of like all the random crap around the course. So let's pull up the plate. Let's pull up the flyover. I know there's a couple trees here in the flyover, but they have since been cut down. So I think I might do something over here real quick. Actually, yeah, let me kind of like mess up this area a little bit. How do I want to mess it up though? I mean, I could make it, let's grab a biomass. Let's see, I'm pretty sure, yeah, I have that there. I don't need it, I don't want it that big, no. So, all right, I'm just gonna make this spot more of kind of that scrub brush that or scrub grasses that I have kind of around. Because in real life, it's kind of like it's pretty, like if we look at the Google Earth, right here. So this is the area that we're looking at, like over here. Oh, there's a little practice area. Is that practice area still there? Let's look at the historical. So today, oh, so the tree is still there. All right, maybe we'll drop a tree in there. Interesting. So it looks like they've, oh, so there's like a little practice area that they put over there. Because like looking at this one, there's nothing there. There's just like garbage. And there was trees back in 2014. Okay, so maybe I might have to go back and just mess with that a little bit. Let me add this big tree off the side here. Where are we going? Over here. So we're gonna look over here. I'm gonna delete this. I'm actually just gonna place like a big tree right here and maybe another one right here. So let's put like a big oak right there, and I'm actually going to make it even a little bigger. I'm going to size it up. Size that up a bit. Nice big tall one. I'll stick. Kind of a more scraggly one right there. Cool. I don't know if you care, but there's drone footage of this course on YouTube. Yeah. I've already, yeah. I'm looking at it. It's on their website. It's right here. Yeah, super helpful, but I'm not sure when it was actually taken. Actually, I could probably just click on it and see when it was uploaded at least. 5 years ago, yeah, so things have changed a bit since then. So I'll swing back and I'll add like a bunker and stuff over here in a little bit. But for now, let's look at the flyover compared to the course that I have. So right here. We got the pines down the left-hand side, a couple on the right, a little bush. Then we have this big oak tree right here. Oh yeah, I need to do that. Okay. Before we even go any farther, I'm gonna go take care of those. What do you call it? The practice green and stuff. So let's get that stuff in there, because there's a tee box that I missed as well, because it's actually hidden in the trees. So let's go to the ink files and bring up the Inkscape files. Yeah, so there's this tree. I'm actually going to show it to you right here. So this tee box that's about to show up for the second tee, right here. It's in the trees. It's in the tree right over here. So I need to add this tee box in here. So right back here, because I can show you on like Google Earth, you cannot see that tee box because it's right here. it's under the trees. So I never even knew it was there. So let's go into our Inkscape file. So I've gone into it and I've added the tee box. I just haven't imported it into whatever. All right, so I will add what do I want to call this? Yeah, I can add it into the surrounding rough. It's fine because it'll just kind of be behind the area. So let's kind of make this, we can make this like a semi-rough. So we'll just, yeah, so we'll just make this like semi-rough over here. And we'll move it to the bottom so it goes under this kind of this regular rough. So we'll make this like semi-rough, and we'll push it to the bottom so it gets covered here. But we're also going to hide it real quick, and then we'll do this little practice green right here. And to make fringe, you duplicate the green, take the one that was underneath, and Control 0 bumps out the size, and then you can just switch that to fairway. Looks like there used to be one there, or they're working on one there, so I'm gonna put the other one here. This is obviously an old satellite photo, so that one didn't connect very well. So we'll just throw another one here, even if it's not actually there anymore. Not a big deal. So we'll duplicate, we'll go to the one below, we'll make it bigger, 2, 3, make it a fairway cut. That, and there's a little sand trap right here. No one's actually going to be using them, so we're just going to kind of just throw them. They're just visual. Cool. All right, now if I bring back the underlying, I can actually edit that and pull it out a little farther. Here, let's pull this out here. Pull this out here. There we go. There. All set. All right, so the main thing I need to add this tee box and then this practice area. So let's go back to the flyover and we'll just continue on just to see if there's anything else we have to, any like serious adjustments we got to make. So this is kind of like right here is where we are. So obviously this needs to be turned into a tee box. I could probably cut down some of this grass. I don't know, I kind of like it though. I'm sure they let it go a bit shaggy. All right, so we will continue our flyover. So we are here. There's a little bench over there. Actually, since we're there, let's throw the little bench there. Let's fly over here next to this tee box right here. We'll put a little bench. A little happy little tree. Bench. I think there's a bench in here. Why is what is up with the rest with that? That is not right. Let's take this bench. Let's move him over here. He looks a little non-proportional here. All right, let's spin around. I'm going to actually double the size. I'm going to scale them up. And then I'm going to make it kind of more of a, definitely lighten it up, make it closer to a white. Actually, I might see if I can get the legs. Yeah, I can get the leg. All right. Oh, I'm not sure I can whiten those up enough. That's fine. It's a bench. All right. Let's move it just. Oop, I didn't want to move just the leg. I want the whole thing. Wrong direction. There we go. Just move it back a little bit. Cool. All right. Let's go back to the flyover. The only difference is I made mine kind of fall, so obviously the tree colors are not going to be completely the same. So yeah, like I got that scrub over here. But kind of do my best to match up the vegetation. So yeah, so looking over here, it's kind of what it looks like. All right. Let's move over to 3 real quick. They don't start over here, so I'm not, yeah, but it looks about right. So we'll do flyover from here. Our little trees. So that tree is this tree right here. That's this tree again. All right, move over when that switches over to 4. So again, there's a bench. So these little details we can go through and add later. I'm not too worried about them right now, but there's a little bench and like a trash can and these the signs, but I can go through later and take care of those. Really, I'm really just worried about like the bulk of the vegetation, just making sure everything's where it's supposed to be. Yeah. So this big pine is this big pine here, or this is a fir, or this is probably more opine, but it's fine. So this one, that one, and then we got these two little bushes on the end. These two little small guys. All right, let's move over to the tee box of 5. So when they start flying on 5, got my big tall pine, although the branches start a bit higher on the real one. Not a big deal. So I got a mix of deciduous trees and pines. Got this big pine tree right here on the right-hand side. A couple of these little shrubs, which I got over here. Looks like there's a little bit of cart path that I missed. I can snag that. Actually, I'll go throw that onto the Inkscape right now. Whoops, what did I do? Did I hide something? What did I do? Surrounding. That was right. I think I accidentally deleted it with not a delete key. Okay, let's see. So we're gonna come over here. It's this hole right here. It looks like there's a little bit of cart path right there. So I'm gonna grab my cart path. Let's hide this around for now. Oh yeah. Make out a little bit of cart path here and a little bit of cart path here. So I'll grab both of those while we're here. I just missed them. That's fine. So cart path, we'll draw the cart path in. So we'll do this one. I'm not sure where it goes. I think it might link up like here. So we'll do to here. I did not mean to do a fill on that. I can get rid of it. Most of my cart paths I do 3 meters wide. I'll try to get back here and connect here. 3 meters. I'll do a rounded edge on both of these. Round, round. And then both of these, I need to make sure that you switch the stroke to path so it doesn't get all screwed up when you put it through the Clender. Since I'm here, I'll throw this driveway in too. Driveway I'll make a little bit wider. I'll make it 4 meters wide. Might have to move around a house, but that's not a big deal. Alrighty, let's put back our surrounding rough. Cool. All right. So we're going to save this. This is 02. We're going to save it again as 02, no sat, so no satellite. We're going to delete the satellite. So save it as no satellite before you actually delete the satellite, so you don't accidentally delete the satellite out of the one that you need the satellite on if you come back to it. Oh, that's funny. I didn't realize I had it rotated. we'll save that. And then we'll pop out to the online app. And we'll do, let's find the course. Northfield, there it is. Northfield. So I'm gonna add Northfield 02. Save. I find you need to like do saves between like each steps, or sometimes it doesn't actually work. It's super annoying. I don't know if they fixed that or not. Inkscape number 2. Just make sure it's the right one. Yep, that's it. Again, hit save, and then submit the job. And that is going to run. And while we're doing that, let's export. Actually, we need to lift the train. So we're going to lower the train under mesh. I'm going to do the inner, and we want it right up against the bottom. I'm pretty sure it's already the same. I should probably do a little bit better housekeeping on the stuff. So if I draw it, it should Z-fight. So it looks like it's pretty much where it needs to be. I probably don't actually have to lower the mesh. Yeah. No, we're good. Never mind. I'm not going to bother with lowering the terrain under the meshes, because it looks like it's already where it needs. Oh, actually, it might not be where it needs to be. I mean, it is. No, it is. Yeah, it's fighting inside the bunker, so we're good. We already have the terrain where it needs to be. So when we pull it into Blender, it should be fine the way it is. Right, Blender is done. Sorry, I'm just on my other screen looking at the Discord. It sends you a Discord message when it's done. Alrighty. So I'm gonna grab that, drop it into Northfield terrain files. Nope, wrong place. Assets, then in terrain. I might actually, you know what? I'm going to export the terrain because I don't want to mess risking with it. I'm pretty sure the one I have exported already is the correct one, but just in case. Whoops. Just in case, I'd rather just have the one that I know is correct. Terrain, so it's for terrain 1, and this is for Blender number 2. If anybody's got any questions, let me know. While this exports, this will take a minute. While that is going, we can open up the Blender file, and we're going to open this in Blender 5. I have a couple different versions installed because you need different versions for different things, which is kind of annoying, but you need like Blender 3.38 or something like that for the building Blender thingy. The thing I made the houses, like how you make houses, and I made the sheds with. Did I screw up? Let's go look at the Inkscape here. I might have screwed something up because I don't see Oh, I did screw a couple things up. Hold on, let me take care of those. All right, this driveway needs to be switched from stroke to path. That needs to be fixed. And then down here, oh crap! I didn't have inner terrain turned on. Crap. Shoot. So that's covering my. All right, so I'm gonna move that piece of inner deep. Select it. I'm gonna move that to the bottom of hole number 2. Hole 2. There we go. All right, that's better. Usually the inner deep rough I usually put up at the top, usually because I want it to cut in on top of everything, except for the cart path and water. But obviously, if you want to stick a tee box inside of it, that's no good. All right, so let's try this again. So we're going to do number 3. And we're going to do, again, save as 3, no satellite. And then we're going to delete the satellite after we've made the file. And then save that again. All right, then back to the program. We're going to make a new one. Northfield 003. I'm going to save. Really, you need the search key up. If you don't have the search key, sometimes it fails. No sat. I'm just going to check it real quick. Yep, that's the one. Save again. Submit job. Okay. And then it sends you a Discord message saying that it's running. And it hasn't come through yet, but there it is. Just came through, and then I'll send you when it is done. All right, so that's done, that's done. So now we're just waiting for the new Blender file to come, which should show up any second now. They've done good jobs on making it a lot more efficient than it used to be. It used to be really, really slow. Now the new tool that they have for dealing with the meshes and all that jazz is significantly better. If anybody is watching, is everything look fine even in full 1440p? I just want to make sure. Just because it says it's only coming through was a much lower bit rate than it should be. But, I mean, it's not like I'm zooming around. It's not like I'm playing a first-person shooter or something, so it's probably not a huge deal. But I don't know why it's connected at such a slow speed. But it doesn't say I've dropped any frames or anything, so I don't know. Very strange today. As long as it looks okay, I guess that is fine. I mean, I'm not moving around much, so that's probably why it's not pushing a lot of needed stuff. Since I'm not moving around a ton. Maybe if I move around, it'll start using more. I'm just gonna fly around just a little bit just to kind of force it to do some stuff. Oh yeah, it's okay, never mind. It spikes as soon as I start moving, and then once I stop moving, and it comes to a static picture. Okay. All right. That was really weird because it was YouTube was warning me. It's like, you're only streaming at 2,000 kilobits. It's like, I have it set to 20,000 kilobits, but it's only when I'm moving around it actually pumps it up. So static pictures, not a big deal. Okay, cool. I'm just waiting for that blender, and the blender just finished. So I'm gonna download that. And we got Northfield. We're gonna drop it into our project. Go to our assets. Nope, wrong place. Terrain. We're gonna open this with probably the wrong blender, which opened up on my other screen. Hold on. I want to open this with Blender 5. Cool, cool. I just lost the screen I was on. There we are. Right, so we got that pulled up. Let's just take a quick look, make sure everything looks okay. We got our new tee box right there. We have our couple new cart paths. Those cut in fine, so it looks like we're good. Since we've already brought it in before, we're not going to smooth the terrain again. So that's loading right now. And it's still loading. All right, so we're going to conform to the terrain. We'll take a look at the bunkers just to make sure that they did cut in correctly. Actually, probably just look at the pond. If the pond cuts in correctly as far as the depth, then we'll be fine, which it did. Looks good. So we are good. So we are going to export all the, well, first we're going to change this. Just going to Z it out, so we'll have a backup just in case. So we're going to export all FBX files, so all the mesh files. I'm going to take the new folder, and we're going to go into the assets. That's not where we're going. We're going to Northfield, we're going into the Unity project, then we're going into assets, and then we're going to, since I didn't delete any, I'm just going to paste this right. Oop, that is not what I want. Get rid of that. Oops, what's. I'm gonna paste it here. So I'm gonna replace all the files that are already there, and we should get a couple holes where we added the new cart paths. So hopefully it just updates what we need. It'll probably put a hole over where the tee box is. We'll just import that one mesh. Come on, release. Cool. Did I just undraw the wrong thing? Oh, that is interesting. What am I looking at? Alrighty. I guess I didn't like that very much. So we will get rid of all the meshes, and we will just import the meshes. That's fine. Alright, let's sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So we're going to keep the outer because we haven't touched the outer. Get rid of all the old ones, and then actually we're not going to do that. him back. Uh-oh. Might have just locked up my computer. There we go. Okay. We're just going to bring in the meshes and hope that our painting is still there. That's the biggest thing. I want to make sure the vert painting is still there. Oh, did I not? Oh. All right. Select. All right. Add meshes. Did something happen again? Oh, jeez. Oh, come on. Maybe it's a redo. Oh, all right. That's fine. No biggie. All right, so we're going to grab everything. All right, let's get rid of that. We're going to go back to, come on, Northfield. Oh, not terrain files, assets, terrain, FBX. That is not all the files that we need. That's not all the files we're expecting. So let's do export all. There we go. The only thing, okay, there's no like outer, so we're good. So we'll go back to where we're supposed to be. So the outer plot is still there, and we'll drop that in there. Fun, fun. Sometimes a pain in the butt when you need to add like a new piece of terrain. Clearly. What's everybody doing this Saturday morning? I've been playing seed golf balls, and I finally broke one. It took over 5,000 shots before I finally broke a golf ball. So, if anybody's playing seed SD1 golf balls, they are very strong. So let's bring in all the meshes. Outer terrain is 3,500, I believe. I'll check it real quick. Where's the outer? Outer. 3,500. We may need to go back and do a little vert painting, which is fine, whatever. It happens. Sometimes if you gotta make a change, you gotta make a change, and you just gotta deal with the fallout, whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to come through and do some painting and whatnot. But, you know, whatever. Not a big deal. All right, so I'm going to grab at least the same shade. So I'm going to grab this and then make it the slope shade for here. Oh, that's way too much. Is that the right color? That does not look like the right color. It's just like super strong. Is it supposed to be that strong? Oh, that's probably why. Let's bring down the power a little bit. There we go. That's better. Wow, that looked a little crazy. Oh, what happened here? Oh, that's a little weird. I'm gonna explore that in a minute. All right. Yeah, mess something up. No, that's all right. I will switch that to fairway. Not like the physics don't matter. No ways I can actually see it. Fairway lush. Boom. No one's gonna see it, so it's not like it's a big deal. No one's gonna come over here. All right. All right, so we got the new. Oh, what happened out here? Let's go check this real quick. Oh, the satellite is not lined up correctly. Let's go to outer plot. There we go. We need to shift this a bit. You can see where the cutoff line is, so we'll shift that. I'm assuming it's messed up over here too. Let's see where the line. Oh, there's the line. You can see the line right there in the river. So we need to shift that. Oop, wrong one. So we'll shift that back right there. And the other one needs to go this way. There we go. That looks better. I'm like, why does that look so wrong? Cool. And then while we're here, we're going to go back. We're just going to. I was hoping we could darken it a little bit more. Where is it? Down here. I'll darken it just a touch. Awesome. All right, so because we screwed with that, we gotta go to rough. We gotta bring in the grass renderer. So it's gonna be our regular rough, no mow lines, lush. And we're gonna bring in deep. So for all the deep rough, we're gonna add grass, renderer, material, deep rough, no mow line, blush. And then we're going to go to bunker, underscore blend. And on all the bunker blends, we're gonna add grass. We're gonna go blend. I'm gonna go rough blend, no mow line, lush. And for this one piece of semi, we'll add grass, renderer. Material is semi-lush. Good. All right, so now we have grass. We're supposed to have grass. Got grass there. I'll go check a bunker just to make sure. Where's the bunker? There we are. There's a bunker. Just make sure there's grass right on the edge of the bunker, which there is. Good. All right, so now, because we had to bring in basically our entire mesh over again, we're gonna have to do some painting here. So we're going to go to tools. We're going to go to arborist. Already got it loaded. Load arborist data. Show all, show all, show all, and we're going to just bring in persistence. So this is going to be all of our trees and stuff that we've planted. And we are going to go around and put little dirt spots around the base of most of the trees. I'm missing a tree over here. Let's go check this real quick. I might need to save it. Yeah, so all right, let me do a save vegetation real quick, and then I'm gonna reload. All right, load. Hopefully it pops up right here. Show all, show all, show all. There we go, there's our trees. Cool. So we're gonna start going through, and we are going to paint some little dirt spots under these trees, because, you know, kind of like, there's always kind of like little dead spots under the trees. So the semi-rough doesn't look like it has a very dirt spot, so we're just gonna hit it. It's the only one that we don't have. Green. Actually, these are showing incorrectly. Refresh preview. Yeah, whatever. I know which ones they are, so it's fine. All right, so for the most part, we're going to use green. So these little beach bushes, I don't know why they show so huge on the preview. And I put little pieces of grass around on the base of a lot of them, which is why you see kind of doubled up spots. I like to put just a little, you know, you don't get in there with the weed whacker all the time. So we're just gonna go paint all these real quick. So you see we've got little clumps of grass in here from time to time. Little different types of pieces of vegetation just around the base of these trees. You know, greenskeeper didn't get out there with the weed whacker yet, you know, something like that. And I may darken this just a little bit too. But I can do that later. I can hit the material. I can darken the material later a little bit. But I don't have like the post-processing pulled in right now, so it might be darker once we pull in the actual like post-processing. See what it looks like. All right, we've gone down pretty much the entire left side of the first hole. All right, so you can see we're gonna move this big oak tree. We're gonna move it off to the side here, but so I will just paint this spot right here, and that's where it's gonna move to. And right here, this is where this oak's gonna move to. I mean, we probably won't see these because these are gonna be under some longer grass anyways. So there's kind of some scrub brush over here already. Yeah, we're definitely gonna want to darken this a little bit because it's definitely a little bright. Here, I'm just gonna make a spot right here, and I'm gonna darken it up just a touch more. So this is the green. So yeah, we're just gonna darken it up just a touch. That's better. Nope, does help if I hit enter and not escape. All right, let's darken that up. All right, cool, perfect. That looks better. All right, let's get our painter back up here. Paint this back in, regular color. Bring the flow down just a touch. Is that deep rough? That must be deep rough over here. Okay, so we're gonna paint a spot here. We're also gonna darken up the regular rough as well. So let's go to the material here. Let's go to the green channel. Darken it just a touch. There we go. Looks a little more dirty. I wanna look over on. So yeah, I'm on an OLED, so it looks a bit more vibrant on mine than it does when I drag it over to my old LCD. So sometimes I just need to kind of check between the two of them because the OLED looks significantly nicer and richer. So the regular LCD and probably the projector will look a little flatter. So I need to. When I'm working on the OLED, I know it needs to be a bit more richer because it will look flat on a regular screen. Oh, I can fill this back in. Change that. Paint that back to how it normally is. Oop. Does help I select the right thing. There we go. So that is kind of the one thing about, you know, everybody's on different equipment. So while this looks amazing on my screen, if you're not on an OLED, it's going to look a bit washy. Just because that's the nature of, you know, the old LED/LCD panels. They're not nearly as rich as OLED or even micro LED. And if you got a really nice laser projector, then it probably will look nicer. But if you're not rocking a laser projector, then it will look fine. So I got this course and one other course I need to hopefully get out. Hopefully at least get to the customer to get a preliminary look at this weekend. I also have a computer customer I gotta go visit later. So I'm gonna work on this until about 1 o'clock when I got a computer customer coming to drop off a computer that I gotta fix. And then I'll run out to my customer. Actually, let me text him right now because that would Should probably let him know, hey, I can be there around 1-ish. Place motherboard, some chest post subset doesn't keep you starting before it tries to. Actually, I got another customer who wants to drop something off. All right, it's good to know, good to let people know, hey, and I can come out and not just randomly show up. Uh-oh, I lock up, come back. Oh no, all right, let's save this real quick. There we go. Okay, cool. Came back. Sometimes these tools lock up, so that can be annoying sometimes. Anybody playing any interesting courses today? Or maybe you can go play a couple of mine that I've made. All right, cool. My customer is going to be around, so I can run to his place. All right, where am I looking here? Okay, those I'll get on the way back. Oh, there's an oak in the middle of the road. Let me switch over and move that. Where is that? It should be like right here. Oh, I haven't brought it in here yet. So that's gonna be which tree? I don't know which tree that is. Assuming it's that one. Yeah, that's definitely that one. All right. I'm going to move that while I'm here, because I know it's in the middle of the road, so I'm just going to drag it out of the middle of the road. I'm going to save that and reload the vegetation so I know exactly where that tree is, so I can put the correct blob down. All right, so let's load data again. Sorry, this is on the other screen. Did I move it too far? I got 1, 2, 3 right here. I only got 1, 2. Interesting. Did I lose a tree? Let's do a clear selection here. Let's load the data. Sorry, I'm doing off screen again. Show all, show all, show all, render. Let's unrender, render, show persistent. Interesting, I've lost a tree. Okay, well, I'll deal with that at some other point. Yes, I know it doesn't. I need to just move it off the driveway. these trees done. And you don't need to do this. I just like to. Oh, yeah, okay. I thought the shed disappeared for a second. Hey, it's across the street. No one's really going to see him. That one's pretty much in the forest. I don't think anybody's going to see that one either. I think that was an accidental one. So we're going to change this to... We're going to change this to pine straw. That is not what I wanted to do. Oh, yeah, it is what I wanted to do. Physics, that's going to be pine straw. And then the underlying is going to be a pine straw lush. Cool. Dun-dun. Show. Let me see if that tree came back. Because I actually closed out. Nope, tree's still gone. Interesting. Alright, well, whatever. Missing a tree. Did I miss any trees? Looks like I got all of them over this way, so we'll head over to the next hole. Uh-oh. I lost the tool again. Just shot 2 under on Lost Island par 3. I think it was the music. Just got the chill music going in the background. Yeah. Oh my god, this brush keeps... painter keeps disappearing on me. I need to go back to where I was. I should be painting these because I'm going to forget. Alright, let me go back to where I was and we'll continue up this side. I could really use like a Wacom tablet. So I could do this with like a pen instead of a regular mouse. That'd be sweet. especially one of those really nice ones that also are a monitor, so it's not just like a random tablet that you can't see what you're actually doing. That'd be sweet. Those are cool. I'm sure they're stupid expensive, but all right, those are good. Tree's underground, so I need to make sure I hit it. Like the tree is like lowered. Because I want more of the crown above the ground and not a big hunk of stump. Same with these ones. Crap, probably. I think this is mostly scrub brush anyway, so no one's gonna see those. It sticks the dot where the trunk is and not actually where it crosses the plane. Most of these, the trunks are on the plane, but some I've lowered below, so the crown was just above the ground and there was no like trunk. All right, let's just do one quick flyby, just make sure that everything has gotten hit. I miss a couple, not a big deal. I mean, I got the vast majority of them. How is the Lost Island Par 3? I haven't played that one yet. All right, let's save. All right, I think we are pretty much set with this one. I just have those little things that stick in there, like the signs. So I'm gonna have to go find an asset for those. So just the hole signs and just like trash cans and stuff like that. But for the most part, I think we are all set here. Oops. This is what it looks like when you have vegetation everywhere. So, except for over here, I haven't. I gotta take care of this. All right, so I'm gonna exit this, and then we're gonna build. Build the course. We're gonna take one last look at it in Arborist and hope we're good for now, and I can at least send it along to the customer to make sure that, you know, like the bulk of, you know, the vegetation and the buildings and whatnot are where they're supposed to be, and everything looks good and it's cut in correctly, and then I can go through and just add the small little details, add benches, add trash cans, stuff like that, ball cleaners. And then we're going to move over to the Lawrence County Country Club in Illinois. Got a bunch of houses that got a place in there, tons of houses. Luckily, there's a whole like row of them that are all exactly the same. So. let's reopen Arborist here. And we're going to take a look, one final look, and we should be good to go. And I will be able to send this off to the customer. I'm going to do a flyover. I'm not going to do that while I'm on stream because I need my GPU to actually encode it to a file in high quality so I can put it on the YouTube so they can look at it. Okay, yeah, I just need to move this mask a little bit. I believe it's the first one. Yep. Just move it off of the path here, or off the practice area. Let's see, we'll add a node so we can pull it back, pull this one back off, and that should be all good. I'll pull this one. Let's add a node right there. We'll kind of round it off a little bit. Cool. All right, let's do one last little flyover. Just make sure we got, you know, these little dirt spots underneath the trees, got the little bushes. All right, let's go down hole 1 here. Look down the side. Those all look pretty good. Oh, we need to deal with this this tee box right here because it's completely covered. So let's here, I'm gonna those trees are not part of a biome, so I'm gonna have to kind of get in here and kind of mess around a little bit. All right, so let's show all. That is not the right one. Show all. It's this one. Cool. All right, let's pull back this one for a minute. Oh, there it is. There's our tee. There's our tee box. So we're going to pull that off. We're going to move these around a little bit. So let's clear off the tee box. A quick plant. Grab this tree, move it over. And then this other one that's kind of in front of it as well. I'm going to grab it and just kind of move it out of the way. Move back here. Cool, cool. All right, now when we're standing on the tee box, got those 2 trees. I'm going to scoot this one in just a bit. Actually, I'm going to scoot this one in just a skosh as well, just so you can kind of see them when you're on your tee box. I'll try to put the tee box, I'll put it back far so you kind of come, so the camera angle is back here. Yeah, that looks fine. All right, so let's fly down 2. We got our bench that we placed. That looks good. Just a quick fly over, fly through the rest of it. That's not on the road, so we're good. Those little bushes. Yeah, see, like I stick little pieces of grass, little clumps of grass under some of these. This one's just way high. I'm gonna stick that a little deeper into the ground. So yeah, you stick a little, you know, a little clump of grass around the bottom of your tree sometimes, and you know, looks a little more natural. Just because, you know, sometimes they don't get in there with the weed whacker or whatever. Those all look good. These are really big, like, roots. All right, no trees on the path. Yeah, there's the tree. It just wasn't showing for whatever reason. I might have been looking at it at a weird angle. Just want to make sure that this is good. That just dies into the woods, that's fine. Let's go look at this. Oh, actually, since I'm here on these tee boxes, let me go back, fix those. On these tee boxes, one thing I like to do on par 3s is, one that brush is huge, I like to paint in divots. So it's nice to have like these divots when you're on the tee box of like a par 3, because you always get like a line of divots where the old tee box was. So I like to just plant a line of divots on each tee box of par 3s, just to add that little, you know, that little touch. Or if it's a big tee box like this, I'll paint like 2 spots of divots. I mean, they're not huge, but you know, it looks nice when you're standing on there and you know you got a blob of divots where you know you can see that a tee box used to be or whatever. Those are the only 2 par 3s, so those are taken care of. Let me go back to the flyover. You can see with the post-processing between the 2 scenes, so you can see, I'll go down to kind of look at the same spot. So you can kind of see how like bright green and everything is, but I have some, you know, post-processing effects to kind of make it a little bit more orange, bring down that really pop of really bright green. So yeah, if you look at the difference between these 2, you know, it's kind of orangey. This one's a lot more bright green, kind of fake green. But yeah, you come back here, post-processing definitely brings it down a little bit better. I mean, really, this is also a fall scene too, so you know, in the fall you kind of get that slightly more orange light because the sun is lower in the sky. All right, oh, that rock wall looks a lot better, or that rock pile, really. All right, and this last hole here, 9. Looks good, looks good, looks good. God, those roots really come up. They look too high. Cool. All right, I'm gonna say that this course is pretty much set to go, at least for a you know, look over to make sure that everything is kind of where it is. I know this is supposed to be a rock wall right here, but it is a really specific type of rock wall, so I'm gonna need to find an asset to make it, but that should be fine. All right, so I'm gonna save and exit that, and we are going to close out of the Northfield Country Club, and we're gonna move over to the Lawrence County Country Club in Illinois. All right, close out all these blenders. Blender, small shed, I saved it already. This one I don't need, don't save. This is the larger shed, which I haven't saved yet. Save. Larger shed. Save that blender. All right, close that. All right, this Inkscape, we're good. We can close that. All right, onward we go. We're going to open the Lawrence County Country Club. And I'm not totally sure where I was with that one yet. I'm gonna open Arborist as well. Bring it up in Arborist so I can see kind of where everything is. and then go from there. So kind of look between the two, and I'll be able to see what I got to work on. Cool. All right. Definitely gonna need to do some post-processing on this one soon, but I also have not put on, actually I don't know if it shows an arborist. I think the grass shows an arborist. Let me check. Let me switch over to Unity here if it's done loading. Looks like it has. Okay, yeah, I haven't added the grass yet. Cool. All right, there are a ton of houses. Let's bring up the satellite for this location. So we're going to go to Lawrence County Country Club in Lawrence, Illinois. So as you can see, it's surrounded by this development right here over on the east side, but every house is exactly the same. So we're going to throw down some houses. These houses, I'm just going to throw down some generic houses. Same with all these. So these are mostly just going to be generic houses. So you can see, I haven't laid out individual driveways for each of those, like really, you know, duplicated houses, but I have like driveway here, 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 here. But yeah, the duplicated houses, I'm just going to stick back to back over here. I mean, if you're looking that close while you're on the golf course, I mean, you're probably doing something else anyways. All right, so I'm going to go to my collection that I have of low poly houses. I'm going to import those, and I'm going to import some additional houses as well. I got some golf houses. I'll import those. Oh, let's try that again. We'll import those. And I think that's it for like kind of my collection of houses. While I'm here, I'll bring in my collection of just generic cars. And golf cart. All right, so I'm gonna start over here, just placing the houses. Let's see, house. And I just want prefab. So let's try to find, I think the Florida houses. Florida. I want to find like a duplex, but I'm not sure if I have any duplexes. Let's check low poly. Prefabs. Sorry, they're hard to see down here. Let's bring these up a little bit so you can see what I'm looking at here. I'm not sure I have any duplexes. I thought I did. I thought I had a duplex in here. That's not a big deal. Who really cares? All right, let's see what this guy looks like. Just rotate around a little bit. You know what? I'm good with that. That looks fine. And it's a little shiny. But all in all, I think that will work out just fine. I will just do a bunch of those ones. What is this one? This is the low poly number 2. And it's left hand. So we'll just use all left hands. We're probably just gonna have to turn them all pretty much 90 degrees. So I'm actually going to just put these all to 0, and then I'll turn all of them together at the same time. Let's do some right-hand ones just for giggles. We'll have one that's in the middle of being constructed. Actually, we'll have a second one that's in the middle of being constructed. Let's offset them back a little bit, put them a little close to the road. Alright, I should be able to select all of these and turn them all 90 degrees. Look at that. Oh, I want to go the other way. I want -90. -90. Look at that. All garage forward. Then I can copy them, and I will just make a mirror of them, and I'll turn them all around the other direction. So I got a whole bunch of houses. And then when I go into arborist, I can just plant trees on the other side of them, and no one's gonna be the wiser. I'll put just like random, couple different random styles here at the end. So, you know, somebody's got a special house. Somebody paid extra. Nice little back porch there. Try to lift these out of the ground just a little bit. All right, so over here we're gonna put kind of a bigger house. The house. That's not the one I want. There we go. Bigger house over here. I'm gonna put the driveway basically right into it. Let's spin this around. Get the driveway going to the garage pretty much. I might spin it a little bit more. Yeah, let's kind of spin it this way. I'll have the driveway kind of going right into the garage right there. Into the garage area, and we'll try to lower it just there. Look at that. Got a big old house. Somebody's got a nice little house right there. Here. Just gonna flip this guy around so the garage is staring at the driveway. Maybe I'll move him around a little bit. Let me rotate. Oop, undo. Let me grab the right thing. I'm gonna rotate him this way so the front of the house is facing the road, and then the driveway kind of attach into the garage slab right there. Lower until we get too far, and that is fine. I already have a black one. Let's do a brown one. Two. So just rotate him back so he's facing the road. And these are going to be pretty hidden by trees. No one's really going to see them. But you and I know they're there. Lift him up. Cool. Alright, we got those guys over there. We're going to run over here. We're going to throw a few houses down. Let's just take a look at what the actual satellite looks like. So we got like a house there, there. These two little houses, 1, 2. Okay, I got driveways for most of them, so should be fine. Putting them right where the driveways are. Where are we looking here? Okay. So we need like one here and like one here. Oh, that one, something messed up here. Somebody didn't face that correctly. Or I just used the wrong one. Actually, let me see if I just used the wrong one. I might have just used the wrong one. So I'm going to slide him here. Oop. Okay, his driveway going into his garage area until drag him down right there. Oh no, his porch is below grade. Alright, cool. Go there. I'll put another guy like right here. We'll have him facing the golf course. Him just right there. We'll throw basically the same one just back here. Let's see, let's rotate him. So he's looking towards the golf course. Another house back there. Let's see, which house do we want? Florida. Do we want the Florida house? Let's take a little Florida house back here, even though it's supposed to be in Florida, but you know, whatever. Unless you actually live there, no one's gonna know. Let's go back and look at the map here. I'll throw one more house over here, just down the road, like over here. Let's throw another Florida house over here, just for fun. I'm just going to throw a few houses along the road here. A little poly house. fly to the other side real quick and take a look. No slab. They just have put the concrete base. That's good. Cool. Lift him up a little bit. Look at that. All right. I mean, that's pretty good. Cool. All right, let's save this. Let's build it real quick, and we'll take a look, and we'll pop it over into Arborist in a minute. All right, so let's build the course. Close out of Arborist because can't do anything while it's unfortunately Arborist doesn't have like a reload. Oh, Florida house, and one of the houses 5 Tuxedo doesn't have colliders. They're across the street, so I mean, I don't really care. You know what, we might as well do it right. All right. This guy, he just doesn't have any physics. Oh, he just doesn't have any physics. Okay, timber. They had colliders, they just didn't have the physics set. All right, let's try this again. Build course, build. Oh, man, it's getting hot in here. I might have to turn off that, turn off the pellet stove. It's getting a little toasty. Probably will have to wrap up soon. I should have a customer coming soon. It's 12:30 now. He was supposed to be here at 1. Let's see if I have any messages. Not from him. I will message. Nice to know when people are going to drop by your house, you know? All right, so that is done. We are going to go into Arborist here, and we're going to take a look at how that looks once we actually have some trees and stuff. And we'll have to probably move some trees that are probably growing out of some houses. And just add some trees, I guess. So yeah, you got like this guy. It's a little close to the house, so we'll move him. pull him away from the house. He's good to go. That guy, that's biome, so we'll have to change the mask. I'll come back to that one in a minute. That one's in biome, that one's in biome. Actually, most of these are in biome. Okay, I'm gonna have to go through and change the biome masks on that, but I have the houses placed, so now I can tighten up the mask. Really, I wanted the mask there just to make sure, you know, I had it there. Oh crap, I need to place a big building over here. Do I have apartment? I might have to snag an apartment building because it's kind of like this is a parking lot for like an apartment building right here. So I'll have to throw a few over there, but all right, let's go, let's adjust this biome around these guys and clear them up. All right, biome, masks, grass, biome number 8. That one apparently. That one, there we go. There's our outer biome. So I'm gonna make the markers as big as they are, as big as I can make them, so I can actually see them. So I'll bring in some of these to fill in these areas. This house is way outside, so I'm gonna bring the biome back here. Gonna add a node so we can kind of tuck it in. This guy I can pull out, this guy I can pull back here. Actually, let me add one more node. Nope, that's not where I wanted to go. I want to put this node there and pull this node this way. Take this guy away from the house a little bit, put in another one. Good there. Pull this out. Grab another node. Bring it here. Not sure why I did that. Let's clean up this guy. We'll pull this back, fill in behind it. It's got a nice little yard. This is fine. This is just kind of a dead zone. And then we got this house right here that I'm actually going to surround mostly with this biome. So you're not really going to see it from the course. Probably aren't going to see it from the course at all because out of bounds is this line here. So let's just go kind of to the course and see what we'll see. Basically nothing. So there's a house back there that serves no purpose. Totally fine. All right, so now that we have this in here, I'm going to pull this biome up and kind of tighten it up to behind these houses. I don't need it that thick because it's across the street. You're not really going to see it. And this is a very flat terrain. If it was a more hilly terrain, I'd definitely use a lot more billboard. I'll probably throw some billboard in, but I mean, let's go down onto the fairway here. I can't see beyond that little bit of tree line that I got. You know, once it goes billboard, I can kind of see beyond, but you know, when I'm up here, can't see crap through that. And it's not that thick. It's only, you know, what, 30 meters? It's pretty thin. But that is more than enough. So I'm going to pull this. It's not exactly how it really is, but that's fine. So I'm going to fill this area in. Let's see if I can get... Cool. I actually put where I wanted it. Alright, so I'm going to fill this area in around this house. Probably just drop some trees over here. Node. Just pull some trees between these two houses. And then fill in this spot right here. I'll actually kind of pull here. I put one over here, and then I can pull this in here and just thin it out. It's just less for your graphics card to have to load. You don't have to worry about rendering and slowing your stuff down. All right, so we got our houses. I'm gonna do some quick planting just to drop a few more trees like in the front yard and stuff. Actually, I might. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna go into. All right, so I'm gonna close this and save. I'm gonna go back into the one that I was just working on, and I'm gonna actually copy one of the biomes that I have. It's just some random trees and vegetation, but there's a couple of nice bushes and stuff in there that I like. So I'm gonna pull that. And we'll copy it over so I can use it. So sometimes there's just really nice biomes that you come up with and just like, oh, I want to reuse that. Or there's just a few like trees and stuff that you made. So I converted like a beech tree into like a really nice like red bush. Like this guy right here. Like this is a beech tree, but I kind of like dropped it down and then made this really burgundy like color. So I'm going to go to biomes, and this is my random trees biome, so I'm going to export. Go to arborist, biomes, random tree, and that is that. Yes, I want to exit. And then I'm going to switch back over to the one that I was just working on. While that's loading, I'm going to go turn off the pellet stove because it is really hot in here. It was very freezing this morning, but it is very hot now. Oh, got text messages. Just load it up. I should be there in 15 minutes. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna stream for about 10 more minutes. I'm gonna have to go do the rest of my crap that I gotta take care of today. I'm sure I'll be back. I don't know if I'll be playing later tonight. I think I'll play at least one course tonight. I do want to get back at Crump and Fox because it totally killed me. It kind of kicked my ass last time. All right, biomes. I want to import a biome. Sorry, this is over on the other screen. Biomes, random tree. Make sure none of them are biome 2s. Okay, cool, perfect. All right, let's go to quick plant. Let's expand this. So let's go over to random trees, and I have this beech tree that just looks really nice. So I'm gonna just gonna kind of put one right. Oop, that's a little too close. I'm gonna put one. Nope. Put one like right there and like right here. That looks nice. Just some plantings that look uniform through the neighborhood. And I got this cork bush. I got this cork tree that cork obviously is not native to Illinois, but if you shrink it down, makes this nice little kind of nice little just, you know, green little bush. And or even if you like push it down into the ground a little bit more. Look at that. Looks nice. I still have this billboarding thing I gotta deal with. I might not save that billboard. Okay, I'll deal with that later. So if I put like another little cork bush there and just shrink it down. Boom. From there. Shrink it down. You know it's cork. I know it's cork. Nobody else cares. So we got some of these buckthorn bushes. So we're just gonna kind of throw little blobs of them like between the houses. And then I'll probably throw a few oak trees over here. And we'll be fine. Alright, so I'm gonna switch over to the middle fill, which I have some oak trees, the big oak trees. So put the big oak trees. That's a little too big for that location. I'll stick a few behind here. I'll just kind of fill in the back a little bit. Stick one right here because there's big enough space between these houses. What are they have, like little beech trees? Yeah, there we go. We got these beech trees. Whoops, too close to the house. Got like these beech trees. There we go. And let's see what that looks like when you're down here on the fairway. If you look over, oh, look at that. Nice little neighborhood. Got some nice vegetation. There we go. I'm gonna go, there's this little forest. Is it the forest bush? Yes. This is like the perfect little like ditch bush that I just add every once in a while into the ditch. Or just like into this tall grass. Just adds just an extra little bit of height, but it's just totally like this little, perfect little like bush to stick in the, you know, this one little tree that is trying to establish in this long grass, but it's gonna get whacked down, you know, every time they go through at the end of the year to knock down this stuff. But it's a nice little kind of sporadically throw it around. It's a little scraggly little woody bush. Stick it here, stick one there, stick one there, stick one there. So it's nice to have like just these little random bushes. All right, cool. Oh, that looks nice. Let's fill in these guys' front yard a little bit. We'll put in a couple big oak trees. Just, you know, they're gonna want to be shaded out just a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Some people are fine with everybody looking into their house, and some, you know, want a little bit of privacy, even if it is along the golf course. All right, these guys, I'm gonna pull up the biome between their houses. Clean up the biome a little bit. Let's clean up this mask. All right, let's make it nice and big so I can actually see the node. You know, just a little bit between the houses. Doesn't need to be crazy. Cool. All right. So this road runs down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a vegetation area, and I'm going to mark out this road. And then I'm going to remove the trees from the road. Might need to make the road a little wider. Or make the mask a little bit bigger. Actually, no, that's good. Perfect. And you can't really see, you're not going to be able to see down the road anyways. Yeah, you can't really see down the road from like almost any angle. That's in play at least. Yeah, no, you're not going to be able to see down the road. So we're good. Throw a few bushes over here, just a little quick plant. Just throw an oak tree like right there. Maybe a little black gum tree. And a couple of more black gum trees. Put a beech tree. Yeah, just throw them in the front yard. Let's throw in one of those nice little red beech trees on this guy's lawn. And over here. Not that anybody's going to see it. Throw them there for you. You're a little secret. I'll throw one right here in the middle of this circle. Throw a little poplar tree. Just a little bit of a screen. I know this isn't here, but I'm going to stick one there anyways. Just so when you're on the tee box. Yeah, that looks good. Cool. All right. So I am pretty much done for today. I got other things I have to tend to. Obviously, we're going to have to take care of across the highway. This is just kind of a double lane road, I guess. So we're going to have to take care of this somehow. There's probably going to be a apartment building here on the south side of this kind of extension. A couple houses, and then we might extend the outer biome around the edge, and that should close up anything that we're worried about, because, I mean, you cannot see the farmland. I mean, I probably didn't even need the outer at all, because you're not going to be able to see that far. All right, so thanks everybody for watching, hanging out, and there'll be plenty more of this coming, because I got plenty more to do. I got another series I'm working on Breakfast Hill over in New Hampshire, in Greenland, New Hampshire. But that is not a commissioned course, and I have a couple of people paying for stuff, so I need to go do those first. So thanks for chilling with me, and I'll probably be on later today playing something. I don't know. I'm thinking Crump and Fox. I kind of need to get a little revenge on that course. So, all right. Have a good one, guys.